Welcome to VLearn's online class of MCS 012. In this session, we will discuss about the input-output technology. In input-output technology, we will discuss about various input devices, various output devices, modems, scanners, power supply, that is SMPS, etc. First of all, what is keyboard? Input devices are basically categorized into two categories, that is pointing devices and non-pointing devices. Input devices are basically used to enter data and instructions into the computer. If we talk about the pointing devices are the devices, or you can see an input interface that allows a user to input spatial, that is continuous or multi-dimensional data to a computer. Some of the pointing devices are mouse, joystick, light pen, etc. If we talk about the non-pointing devices are the devices other than the pointing devices like keyboard, scanner. These are the non-pointing input devices. If we talk about keyboard is a non-pointing input device. It is a fast and accurate device. It is basically used to enter data and instructions into the computer. And the multiple key character or multiple character keys allows you to send data to the computer as a stream of characters in a serial manner. It is a device which can be used in public spaces or offices where privacy is not ensured. Now the keys of the keyboards are categorized into different categories, that is function keys, which are used to perform a set of operation or a specific operation by a single keystroke. There are total 12 function keys available, that is from F1 to F12. Next are special keys like control, shift, alt, delete, insert, print screen. These are the special keys to perform some specific task. Next one is alphanumeric keys. Alphanumeric means which contains both alphabets as well as numbers. There are total 101 to 104 keys, or up to the maximum number of keys depends on the type of the keyboard, whether it is normal keyboard or multimedia keyboard. If we talk about the full size standard keyboard, then it has 109 keys approximately. The distance between the centers of the keycaps are 19 mm. If we talk about the keyboard technology, then each key of the keyboard is like an electric switch, changing the flow of electricity in some way. There are two major categories of keyboard, that is capacitor based and contact based keyboard. If we talk about capacitor based keyboard, then these keyboards are based on the concept of capacitance. A simple capacitor consists of the pair of conductive plates having opposite charges and separated by an insulator, and this arrangement generates a field between the plates proportional to the closeness of the plates. If we talk about the contact-based keyboard, then contact-based keyboards are uses switches directly, though they have a comparatively shorter life. They are the most preferred kind of nowadays due to their lowest cost. Next is interface. If we talk about the layout of the keyboard, then the keyboard layout is an arrangement of the array of keys across the keyboard. Like if we want to talk about the QWERTY keyboard, then you can see the image of QWERTY keyboard here. If we talk about keyboard touch, then the most important factor is the feel of the keyboard, and linear travel or linear touch keyboards increase resistance linearly with the travel of the key. We have already discussed about the keyboard technologies, that is capacitor based and contact based. Next is scan code. It is a code generated by the microprocessor in the keyboard. When we press a key, then a code is generated by the microprocessor in the keyboard and is unique to the keystroke. And when this code is received by the computer, it issues an interrupt and looks up the scan code table in the basic input-output system and find out which keys have been pressed and in which combination. There are three standard model for scan codes, that is mode 1, mode 2 and mode 3. Mode 1 for 83 key keyboard PC, mode 2 for 84 key at 80 keyboard, and mode 3 for 101 key keyboard onwards. You can see a different modes standard. Next is interfacing. The keyboard uses a special input-output port that is like a serial port but does not explicitly follows the RS-232 serial port standard. Instead of multiple data and handshaking signals, as in RS-232, the keyboard uses only two signals through which it manages a bidirectional interface with its own set of commands. Next are ergonomic keyboards. It is the study of the environment conditions and efficiency of workers. Ergonomics suggests that the keyboard was not designed with human beings in mind. For normal typing keyboard, you feel stress, you have to place your hands apart, bending them at the wrist and hold this position for a long time. And this split the keyboard into two and angle the two halves so as to keep the wrist straight to reduce the stress. Next input key is mouse. Mouse is a pointing device. There are various types of mice available. It is a device which gives you a pointer on the screen and a method of selection of commands through buttons on the top. A single button is usually sufficient, but mouse come with up to 3 buttons: left button, right button and scroll button. There are various types of mouse available on the basis of buttons, position sensing technology or type of interfaces. If we talk about the categories of mouse on the basis of sensing technology, then the mouse can be mechanical mouse or optical mouse. Mechanical mouse have a ball made from roughly rubbery material and the rotation of which affect the sensor that are perpendicular to each other. Thus, the motion of the ball along the two axes is detected and reflected at the motion of the pointer on the screen. If we talk about optical mouse, then optical mouse can detect the movement without any moving parts like ball, and the typical optical mouse used to have a pair of LEDs and photo detectors in which axis and its own mouse pad on which it is slided. If we talk about the categories of mouse on the basis of interfaces, then it can be serial mouse or bus mouse. Serial mouse that use the standard serial port called serial, and since serial port 1 and 4 and port 2 and 3 share the same interrupt respectively, one should be careful not to attach the mouse so that it shares the interrupt with another device in operation like a modem. Next is bus modem. This mouse have a dedicated mouse card and port to connect to. Recently, USB mouse has become popular. If we talk about the categories of mouse on the basis of the proprietary, then mouse port specific to some PCs like IBM's PS2 and some compact computers. Next is mouse protocol. Mouse protocols are the digital code to which the signals from the mouse gets converted. There are major 4 protocols, that is Microsoft, Mouse System Corporation, that is MSC, Logitech and IBM. And next one is resolution versus accuracy. The resolution of mouse is given in CPI, that is counts per inch, that is the number of signals per inch of travel. This means the mouse will move faster on the screen, but it also means that it will be more difficult to control the accuracy. Next is video cards. The purpose of the graphic display system is to display bitmapped graphics on the monitor. The image displayed on the system thus consists of small dots known as pixels. Display memory is also called a frame buffer, and the CRT, that is cathode ray tube based in monitor, based monitor will light its small phosphor dots according to this raster movement. The more number of dots, that is the higher the resolution of the image, the sharper the picture is. So the video card is an expansion card which generates a feed of output images to a display such as the computer monitor. Within the industry, video cards are sometimes called graphics add-in boards, abbreviated as AIB, with the word graphics usually omitted. There are several terms used with video cards, that is resolution. It is a parameter that defines the possible sharpness or clarity of the video image, and resolution is defined as a number of pixels that make up an image, and these pixels are then spread across the width and height of the monitor. Resolution is independent of the physical characteristics of the monitor. Next is color depth or number of color panels, is the number of bits assigned to each pixels to code color information in it. These are also called color planes because each bit of pixel represents a specific color and the bit at the same position on every pixel represents the same color. Next is video memory. As we already discussed, video memory is also called frame buffer because it buffers video frames to be displayed. The quality of video display depends a lot on how quickly can the frame buffer be accessed and be updated by the video systems. The amount of video memory required is dependent on the resolution and color depth required by the system. There was video RAMs which came with the video cards themselves and could be increased by putting additional video RAM under the unified memory architecture. Next is refresh rate. Refresh rate is a special circuit called the video controller scans the video memory one row at a time and reads data value at each address, sending the data out in a serial data stream. The rate at which horizontal sweeps take place is called horizontal frequency, and horizontal refresh rate and the rate at which the vertical sweeps take place are called vertical frequency or vertical refresh rate, or simply refresh rate or frame rate. Next one is graphic accelerator and 3D accelerators. It is actually a chip, in fact the most important chip of the video card. The accelerator chip is actually a chip that has inbuilt video functions, and these functions execute the algorithms for image construction and rendering. If we talk simply about the 3D accelerator, then it is simply an accelerator chip that has inbuilt ability to carry out mathematics and algorithms required for 3D image generation and rendering, which basically works on the 3D graphics. Next is video card interfaces. Video card interface is a link of the video system to the rest of the PC. To enhance the video performance, there is sought to be an intimate connection between the microprocessor and the video system, especially the frame buffer. There are different interfaces available like PCI, that is peripheral connect interface, AGP, that is advanced graphic port, and UMA, that is unified memory architecture. Next one is monitor. Monitor is an output device. Output can be soft copy output and hard copy output. Hard copy output means which is in the form of paper, means on which editing cannot be done easily. If we talk about the soft copy output, then the soft copy output is like the output shown by the monitor is a soft copy output. Monitor is an output device. If we talk about the CRT, it is partially evacuated glass tube filled with inert gas at low pressure. A specially designed cathode chute becomes of electrons at high speed towards an anode which impinges on the screen, which is coated with small phosphor coated dots of the three primary colors. The cathode is also called the electron gun. or one gun for all three. It is made up of three colors, that is red, green and blue, and we can use one gun for three colors. There are four factors that influence the quality of the image of the monitor, that is phosphor coating, which affects the color, and persistence, that is the period of effect of a single hit on a dot last. The cathode, that is electron gun. The sharpness of image depends on the good functioning of this gun. Shadow mask, that is which determine the resolution of the screen in color monitors. And next one is screen glare or lightening of the monitor. There are various terminologies or various components that works with the monitors, that is shadow mask. It is a metal sheet which has fine perforations, or you can say holes in it, and is located a short distance before the phosphor coated screen. The phosphor dots and the holes in the shadow mask are so arranged that the beams from a particular gun will strike the dots of that color only. The dots of other two colors are in the shadow. And in an attempt to overcome some shortcomings of shadow mask due to their round holes, various technologies introduce aperture grills, which are slots in an array of vertical arranged wires. Next one is dot pitch. Dot pitch of CRT is the distance between the phosphor dots of the same color. Next is monitor resolution. Monitor resolution can be based on the horizontal frequency or vertical frequency. In horizontal frequency, time to scan one line connecting the right edge to the right edge to the left edge of the screen horizontally is called horizontal cycle, and the inverse number of the horizontal cycle is called horizontal frequency, and the unit of measuring it is kilohertz. If we talk about the vertical frequency, then like a fluorescent lamp, the screen has to repeat the same image many times per second to display the image to the user. The frequency of this repetition is called vertical frequency or refresh rate. Next one is dots per inch, that is DPI. It is a measurement of the actual sharpness of the on-screen image, and this depends on both the resolution and the size of the image. Next one is interlacing, which is a technique in which instead of scanning the image one line at a time, it is scanned alternatively. And last one is bandwidth, which is the amount of signal the monitor can handle, and it is rated in megahertz. This is the most commonly quoted specification of a monitor. The bandwidth should be enough to address each pixel plus synchronizing signals. This is all about the CRTs or monitors. Next is LCD. LCDs are the screen of choice for portable computers and lightweight screens. They consume very little electricity and have advanced technologically to quite good resolutions and color depth. It means monitors are categorized into different categories like CRTs, which we have already discussed. Next one is LCD and next one is LED. LCDs are much better than CRTs and LEDs are much better than LCDs. LCDs are the screens of choice of portable computers and lightweight screens. They consume very less electricity. LCDs can be reflective LCDs, in which display is generated by selectively blocking reflective light. Backlight LCDs, display in this is due to the light source behind the LCD panel, and edge light LCDs, display in this is due to light source adjacent to LCD panel. If we talk about the LCD technologies, and the technology behind LCD is pneumatic technology. This because the molecules of the liquid crystals used are pneumatic, that is rod shape, and this liquid is sandwiched between two thin plastic membranes, and these crystals have the special property that they can change the polarity and the bend of the light, and this can be controlled by the grooves in the plastic and by applying electric current. Next one is digital camera. Digital camera is a camera that captures and stores images and videos as a digital data instead of the photographic film. Since the images are in digital form, they can be later fed to the computer or printed on a printer. It means digital camera provides input, it means it captures the videos or images, and later on we can provide the input to the computer with the help of digital camera. It has a series of lenses that focus light to create the image of a scene. Digital camera is also characterized by its resolution, like monitor and printers, which is measured in pixels, and the higher the resolution, the more detail is available in an image. Next one is sound card. Sound card is a board that has digital to analog sound converter, amplifier, etc. circuits to play sound and to connect the PC to the various audio sources. Sound card may support the different functions like convert the digital sound to analog form, may record sound to play back later with analog to digital converter, may have inbuilt synthesizer to create new sounds, it may have various input sources like microphones, CDs, etc. and it amplifiers to amplify the sound signals to nicely audible levels. Next is printer, which is a hard copy output device. It is a device that put ink on a paper in a controlled manner. They are manually produce readable text or photographic images. Printers have gone through a large transition in technology. Printers can be impact printer or non-impact printers. Impact printers print by impact of hammers on the ribbon, that is, for example, dot matrix printers, whereas non-impact printers uses other means like laser printer and inkjet printer. If we talk about the categories of printers on the basis of character formation, then characters can be formed bitmapped or by dots, and the output, the quantity of output processed at a time can be serial, line or page printer. Next is print resolution. It is a detail that a printer can give, determined by how many dots a printer can put per inch of the paper. Thus, the unit of resolution is dots per inch, and this is applicable to both impact and non-impact printer. Their actual quality will depend on the technology of the printer. Next is print speed. The speed at which the printer prints is often as important issue. However, the printer has to take a certain time to print. Printing time increases with the higher resolution and colored images. Printer can be line printer, printer can be page printer, or printer can be character printer. Next is print quality. Depends on the various factors, but ultimately the quality depends on the design of the printer and its mechanical constructions. This is all about printers. Next is modem. Modem stands for modulator and demodulator. In modulator process or in modulation, it is a process in which digital information is converted into analog information by modifying a constant wave called carrier, and demodulation is the reverse process which derives the digital signal from the modulated wave. Modems are available as the following types, like internal modem. Internal modems plug into expansion slots in the PC. External modems, that are the modems externally connected to PC through a serial or parallel port or into a telephone line at the other end. Pocket modems, that is small external modems used with notebook PCs, and PC card modem, and PC and modems are read with PCMCIA slots found in notebooks, and they are like external modems which fit into the internal slot. Next is scanner. Scanner is also an input device. Scanner is a device which allows us to capture images, drawings and photographs and text and convert it into electronic form. Scanners are used for the fastest input, or we can also say the input. If we want to input any text, any graphics with low efforts or in time saving method or time saving manner, then we can use scanner. Scanner can be drum scanner, scanner can be flatbed scanner, scanner can be handheld scanner, or it can be video scanner. Next is power supply. The electricity is supplied as AC, but the computer uses DC. Thus, the power supply is that equipment which takes AC from the electrical supply and convert it to the DC to the supply to the computer circuits. Early power supplies were linear power supplies, and they worked by simply blocking one cycle of AC current, and they were superseded by the SMPS, that is switched mode power supply. It is a unit into which the electric supply from the main is attached to your PC, and this supplies DC to the internal circuits. It is more efficient, less expensive and more complex than the linear supplies. It mainly has two advantages, and they generate less heat since they waste less power, and it use less expensive transformers and circuits since they operate at higher frequencies. This is all about the input-output technologies. Thank you.